So welcome to episode 47 of Fire Sale Franchise, a very important one because we find out this week, well, we don't find out, but we do find out whether or not we make it to the playoffs, and by I mean we find out we have to play and see what happens. Obviously, if we win both our games 10-6, I cannot see us missing out on the playoffs at 10-6. However, it is a very strong season for the NFC. That might be the case. We're currently in competition with the Panthers, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Rams, I believe, for those wildcard spots. We're all 8-6 at the moment. So, to be fair, as long as we win our games, we've still got a chance. However, we don't play anybody that is also, in with a shot. So it's not about, obviously it would be easier if we knew as long as we beat them, we'd be fine. We just have to win our games, and it is going to probably come down to potentially a look at the draw type situation. It depends on how those other teams play. If they all win both their games, it's going to be a little bit tricky for us to get into the playoffs. However, I'm still confident enough that we will make it, as long as we obviously win these games. Now, it's going to be a tough one against the Seahawks. Probably not much easier against the Redskins, but I have confidence in us. I have slightly touched the sliders, messed with them a little bit, because it's now gonna have been 2 weeks whilst you're listening to me talk since the episode where 3 people got injured. But at the time of making this video, recording this part right now, it's only been a few days since I read those comments and things, and obviously a lot of people mentioned to turn down the sliders for injuries. Now, the sliders haven't changed since the first game in the first season of this series. In terms of the injury sliders and things, I haven't touched them. But however, what has changed since is that Madden have obviously released that update a while ago that did change the effectiveness of sliders. I don't know if it actually touched injury or not, but if it did, it would obviously explain why all of a sudden with the same slider we have more injuries now. So I've put it to a more reasonable level, didn't change it much though, but that should now avoid getting ridiculous injuries all the time. Not that it matters anymore anyway, because the damage has been done. But we're good enough. We're good enough to, go in and beat these teams. We just have to not, we just have to not throw interceptions and, get a bunch of turnovers, and we should be fine. We shouldn't have lost to the Jags. We had a bunch of chances to win. We shouldn't have lost to the Titans. We had a bunch of chances to win in terms of not making mistakes would have been chances to win. So there's no excuses for losing these games. It's all on my shoulders pretty much outside of that, because it's not the players. They're doing fine. Most of them. I mean, Sitton is missing passes, but at the same time, bad decision making doesn't help. Everyone obviously has a bunch of XP right now. I am going to save that until the end of the season. It's just the way I like to do it. It might not make that much sense, but we're in it for the long haul, so it doesn't really matter. That's enough said about everything. Let's just jump into this game against the Seahawks and try and seal our destiny here. Just not be one of those teams that makes it to the Super Bowl one year, wins the Super Bowl one year, and then doesn't even make the playoffs the next. So we start with the first play of the game that we don't tend to see too often, the beginning kickoff here. The Seahawks returning, that Cyrus Jones running the ball back. He's got some blockers in front of him, and then Joshua Perry comes in, forces that ball out. A flag on the field was on the Seahawks, so we have the ball here at the 22-yard line. Lance Sitton rolling out to the right, looking for something, decides to tuck the ball and run with it himself. Slides down, keeps it safe. 1st and 10 now on the 10, throwing it into the end zone. And the man who gave away the turnover has a turnover for his own team. So Cyrus Jones, a fumble, but an interception as well. And on the 1-yard line, of course, we're trying to get them here for a safety, but got no chance right now. But then Russell Wilson gets hit in the end zone. Mario Edwards Jr. in for the safety, and we get 2 points from that turnover. And we go to the ground game here with Keith Marshall, trying to grind it out. We don't have our number 1 running back, but Keith Marshall is not a bad second choice, and we can see that here as he picks up a nice 9-yard gain. But nothing else happened on that drive. The Seahawks get the ball, and we can see them trying to run it here, and that doesn't go too well for most teams. On 3rd and 4, though, they pass the ball over the middle for a big completion for the first down. 2nd and 7, running the ball again, and this time they find a big hole. Again, pretty much in the middle. 1st and 10 for them now on the 35-yard line, and a quick pass to Tyler Lockett, who completely beat Jameson Nicholson. Safety wasn't quick enough there. Tyler Lockett goes in for the touchdown. So we're down 7-2 now. And on 3rd and 10, a quick pass out to Chance Sugars. It wasn't really a quick pass, a good pass out to Chance Sugars, and he can just go all the way because of his speed. A linebacker there almost catching him, but wasn't quick enough. 65-yard touchdown for Chance Sugars. And now there was Darren Stanley with an interception. The Seahawks trying to get something going as well, but we take the ball away. Very nice play from Darren Stanley, just beating the receiver to the ball. And if there would have been a better block like Ronald Darby, he may have been able to take that all the way, but we'll take the turnover any day of the week. 2nd and 2 now. Sitton throws it. Just misses Brandon Coleman there. So we find ourselves in 3rd and 2. Fullback dive, hit behind the line, but he continues to fight and picks up the first down. Incredible play there. That's why we have him on the team. That's why we drafted him. And what a play there to pick up the first down. 2nd and 10 now for Sitton. Throws it. Couldn't find Malcolm Mitchell on the out route there, and we have to settle for a field goal. 12-7 the score now. And Darren Stanley not in a great position to cover that pass there. Does, however, manage to catch the receiver from behind, and they run the ball there. Eric Nickerson wasn't able to make the tackle, but the cleanup crew of the other 2 linebackers managed to come in. They went for a field goal. Score now 12-10. And we see a nice completion there to Sugars. Now 3rd and 1. A quick pass out to Keith Marshall, who got away from one guy, gets tackled by the second guy. 2nd and 10 now. Quick completion over the middle to Tajay Sharp for the first down. Went out on the 15-yard line. 3rd and 2 on the 7. A quick pass out to Brandon Coleman. It was risky. Sitton just went for it. Zipped it over the head of Cyrus Jones, who was looking the wrong way. And Coleman was able to fight his way in. And then we have the kickoff to start the second half here. Ball coming to Marquise Goodwin, who's got his blockers in front of him. Brandon Warford in front of him, who obviously returned a kick a couple of weeks ago. And now Marquise Goodwin is going all the way. Might get caught here. 2 players that might catch him. 1 misses. The second guy cannot get him. And Marquise Goodwin goes all the way for a kick return touchdown. We go for 2 points to Tajay Sharp, and we're up 27-10 now at the start of the second half. Seahawks fighting back there with a big completion to Doug Baldwin over the middle there. 2nd and 15 though after a penalty, but they complete. Darren Stanley comes in with the tackle, but not before they pick up the first down. They try and run it there. Not going to work. Dion Jordan and Eric Nickerson in on that one. 3rd and 8. Quick completion out, but it wasn't a completion. He was out of bounds, and we get the ball back. Keith Marshall tackled there, but he picked up a first down. Nice running from Keith Marshall, and he goes again and again. Another big pickup by Keith Marshall. 1st and 10 now on the 46. Quick pass out to Keith Marshall, who picks up another first down. Keith Marshall pretty much doing all the dirty work right now. 3rd and 5, Sitton rolling out to the right, looking for Chance Sugars. Downfield, finds him. Sugars cannot get into the end zone, tackled at the 2. Now Sitton looking left, rolling left, cannot find an open receiver. He's going to go for it himself, goes head first, and he gets injured here, Sitton out for the rest of the game for that one. So we go next play, Tammy, quick pitch to Keith Marshall, fights his way through Bobby Wagner there for the touchdown. We're up 34-13 right now, and Eric Nickerson there lays a big hit on Procise. Now 1st and 10 for the Seahawks, though on the 28-yard line. He finds a wide open Tyler Lockett, who takes a big hit from Darren Stanley, who's been playing the enforcer role all day today. And then on 1st and 10 on the 10, a sack by Dion Jordan on Russell Wilson. 3rd and goal now on the 11-yard line. Throwing it quick, one guy missed, but Darren Stanley there to stop him getting into the end zone. Doug Baldwin that was. 4th and goal, they go for it. Jameson Nickerson with the tackle, keeps him out the end zone. 34-13, and now we've got the ball on the 1-yard line, and we get hit for a safety. So we both have safeties now. That was Michael Bennett. So the score 34-15. The Seahawks have the ball, but we get a forced fumble there, which they managed to hold on to. A lot of stuff happening in quick succession right now. 2nd and 24. Baldwin looking for someone, has absolutely nobody open, and is sacked by Jamarcus Vance. He ran out of time, had nowhere to go. 3rd and 39 now, a completion. One man misses Tyler Lockett. Looked like he may have taken it all the way, but Derek Milner was there to stop that. So we run, obviously, trying to run the clock out. And Keith Marshall fights through Richard Sherman there, gets around the outside. Cam Chancellor's not going to catch him, and Keith Marshall goes in for a big touchdown there. We're really just trying to run the timeout at this point. And Logan Tammy, of course, our backup quarterback. But Keith Marshall scoring touchdowns here. Score right now, 41-15. And the Seahawks really not getting anything going. Nate Cowan now fighting through one tackler, through a second tackler. Cannot beat the third guy, but who else would you want on your team to run out the clock? And now Russell Wilson is just seeing ghosts, cannot get anything done anymore, keeps getting sacked. 3rd and 17, throws one up, and Jameson Nickerson beats Jermaine Kearse to the ball. So much longer than him, just takes it out of the air. We get the turnover, 1st and 10, and this is just a quick pass out to Malcolm Mitchell to run out the clock. He tries to stay inbounds, goes out of bounds, but we run the timeout and we win. These are the Saints I remember, 41-15, beating the Seahawks in Seattle. Of course, again, another injury problem. But to be honest, a 47% completion percentage. I mean, come on, at least try and make us miss you. Obviously, it's going to be a difference without him, but he has been inaccurate recently, and now he's injured, which is a lot worse than being inaccurate. Keith Marshall, however, went for 111 yards, 5.8 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, receiving Chance Sugars, leading the pack. Obviously, not a lot of receptions for everybody here, but people made the most of the ones they got. A touchdown for Sugars, a touchdown for Coleman, 2 sacks for Dion Jordan, a sack for Jamarcus Vance, a sack for David Onyemata, and a sack for Mario Edwards Jr. Our entire defensive line getting on the stat sheet there. An interception for Jameson Nicholson and for Darren Stanley, the 2 6'4" boys coming in with some picks. David Onyemata with a forced fumble as well. Joshua Perry with that kickoff return forced fumble. And then, of course, we also have Mario Edwards Jr. in with the safety. We also gave up a safety, but we just swapped safeties in the end. No problem there. We win 41-15, and it was a very promising performance from the offense, from the defense, although the defense has been playing well anyway. This is it. Time to see what happens. Well, to be fair, our season's already falling apart, but this could be the season right here. Obviously, it's going to be long-term because there's only 1 week left anyway. Add Lance Sitton to the ever-increasing list of people we have lost pretty much for the entire season. We might as well, no, I'm not going to, but we might as well throw him on the injured reserve because he definitely won't be playing. I mean, even if we make it to the Super Bowl, he's not going to be playing. So that's that. Let's now move on to next week and we can see what it looks like for us in the playoff projections. Obviously, we want to beat the Redskins anyway because we want to stop their ground game because we're trying to get our boy Will Judy Offensive Rookie of the Year. So here it is, the final game of the season. Could make us 10-6 if we win. The Redskins only 5-10 right now. Eric Nickerson fully recovered now. Didn't realize he wasn't already, to be honest. He was playing. Well, to be fair, I could see a difference, but I thought he was fine anyway. Basically, just the fact he didn't get injured at any point. Let's see what the landscape now for playoffs looks like with this 1 game left to play. Obviously, the Seahawks, Cowboys, and Falcons have already clinched playoff places. The Panthers will go to the playoffs as the first wildcard seed. We will go to the playoffs as the second wildcard seed. So the NFC South will send 3 teams to the playoffs if it all stays like this. The Vikings will take the NFC North title in. And even though we are a game above all of these teams, it's still obviously they could win and maybe they have a tiebreaker with us. I don't know. Obviously, it's important that we win our last game. Right now, Will Judy is still number 1 for Offensive Rookie of the Year, which means Keithan Eldridge cannot do well in this game against us. He's an 86 overall. We have to keep him in check. If we basically stop him doing anything, pretty sure that means Will Judy will get Offensive Rookie of the Year. Eric Nickerson in 3rd place for Defensive Rookie of the Year. We might be able to get him above Sobieski, who knows he. Nothing else left to say. We know what we have to do. Let's get into the game against the Redskins and see how this season finishes out. So here we are, it's snowy and Keithan Eldridge gets the ball straight away. Derek Milner upends the guy. But although Derek Milner got up there, he dislocated his ankle, out for the game. So Tremont Steed is now filling in for him. Another injury to add to the list. Of course, we lost Sitton last week. We lose Derek Milner this week. But we managed to stop the Redskins there, get the ball back. And now Logan Tammy on the field gets one out to Chance Sugars, who does his signature move of getting around the outside and then beating everybody for speed. Okay, he didn't beat the last player for speed. Beating most people for speed. We're now down at the 12-yard line. Quick completion again to Chance Sugars, who fights through up to 3 people. Fighting through 2. There was a 3rd guy watching. Gets in for the touchdown. Big completion over the middle there to their number 86, Jordan Reed. Now at this point, it's probably worth pointing out that the starting quarterback for the Redskins is Nate Sudfeld, not Kirk Cousins. And they have another nice completion there, again to Jordan Reed. Now 2nd and 20, they try and run for it. And Joshua Perry is in there straight away to hold Keithan Eldridge to no gain. And now on 3rd and 22, Nate Sudfeld cannot find anybody open. And it gives Jamarcus Vance enough time to get in there for the sack. So 3rd and 13, we didn't have enough time to find anybody open. Logan Tammy manages to avoid the sack, but we have to give the ball back. And they go for a little option here, but Eric Nickerson was all over that. 2nd and 12. A quick completion to a wide open receiver there on the right side. We stop him just short of the 1st down marker, but they picked up the 1st down anyway. Now Keithan Eldridge finds some space to the right side, followed his blocks well, finds the hole, gets into the end zone. 39-yard touchdown. We let our man Will Judy down there by letting him get in the end zone. 3rd and 5 for us. Now Logan Tammy manages to find an open Nate Cowan with the reception, who just drills the 1st guy trying to tackle him. And now Keith Marshall with a nice spin move there picks up the 1st down. 3rd and 7 now Tammy trying to throw it over the middle, was in an awkward position to throw it, and it sails over the head of, I believe, Chance Sugars he was looking for. And then Nate Sudfeld here, really no luck, and gets hit by Tremont Steed, who injures him. You don't want to get hit by Tremont Steed on the best of days. If you're a quarterback, you definitely don't want to get hit by him. And now our next opportunity there on 2nd and 10, a pass to Chance Sugars. This time nobody catches him, and Chance Sugars is in for the touchdown. Brennan Andrews now a rookie or a second-year player or something like that playing for them. Left-handed, as we can see. 2nd and 10 gets the ball out there. And 3rd and 10, they go for the play action. Nobody was biting. Well, actually, somebody bit, but Dion Jordan didn't bite, and that was the important one because he got the sack. And then Logan Tammy there waiting for a receiver to open up, gets hit, loses the ball in the sack. 2nd and 5 now for the Redskins. Quick pass to the outside to Keith Eldridge, who picks up the first down. But he does get a big hit there, but it wasn't enough. And now Jordan Reed on the outside gets around Darren Stanley in for the touchdown. Score 14-13 for the Redskins. We get a nice pick up there with Keith Marshall, though. 1st and 10 on the 30, and nothing doing, and we have to go for a field goal before the half ends. Now we start the second half here, and Keith Marshall with a real nice run around the outside there, picks up some nice yards. 2nd and 10, we go for a screen to Keith Marshall again, who manages to weave his way through here. You gotta commend him on that. And then he gets hit with a face mask penalty as well. Well, a face mask penalty against him, but on 3rd and 10, we couldn't get a completion. Settle for another field goal, score 19-14. Now Keith Eldridge finds his way around the outside. Absolutely nobody got there. Darren Stanley tries to catch him, was not quick enough. Another big touchdown for Keith Eldridge. We're really not helping Will Judy here. They go for a 2-point conversion here, and it gets completely blown up. And then Jamarcus Vance, the big man, picks the ball up. Can he get to the end zone before anybody catches him to get us the 2 points, put us up 21-20? He's gonna get there. Doxson and Garcon aren't going to catch him, and Jamarcus Vance scores us 2 points. So after that 2-point conversion and the touchdown, they kick back to us, and now Brandon Warford manages to find the hole, goes through, and is not going to be caught from behind. He's got the speed. This is his 2nd touchdown of his career. Scored one against the Jags a couple of weeks ago, has one here against the Redskins today, and that's a real nice play and compiles on top of getting that 2-point conversion against them. We also get that play. Deshaun Jackson there with the catch over the middle, though, for a big completion. Redskins not going to give up easily. Eldridge there with a catch on the outside, and Darren Stanley was all over that with a quick hit. And now 3rd and 12. Brennan Andrews in the pocket, rolls out. He's got nowhere to go. Throws one, though, finds a receiver downfield. It was Jordan Reed again. That is a mismatch there, having a linebacker on Jordan Reed, and we pay for it with a touchdown. Jordan Reed in for the touchdown. They go for 2 points here. This time they do get it. They get the 2-point conversion. Score 28-28 now. And of course they kick off again, just like the last time. And Brandon Warford again, just like the last time, goes through again. This time he might get caught, though. He's going to have to beat him in the foot race. And Brandon Warford gets into the end zone. He just scored the 2nd return touchdown of his career. He's now scored the 2nd return touchdown of the game. Brandon Warford makes it 35-28 with a huge play. And on the next defensive play, Joshua Perry is in for a sack. 2nd and 17, we made it. They couldn't get anything, and we get the ball back here. And Keith Marshall starts to grind them down on the ground. 3rd and 7 now. Logan Tammy looking to Nate Cowan, who just runs again over the first defender, but was tackled by a bunch of other guys. Keith Marshall again, this time finds a big hole. Keith Marshall isn't going to be caught either. And another big play. No end of big plays in this one today. Keith Eldridge has 2 huge touchdowns. Keith Marshall has 1. Brandon Warford's been returning kicks like it's his everyday job. And there's a completion to Doxson just short of the first down. He had to come back for it. 2nd and 5 now on the 32. And a quick completion out to the receiver, and it's caught, and it's a first down. 1st and 10 now on the 25. Quick pass out on a screen. Eric Nickerson all over that. Eric Nickerson blew up the first screen of his career, pretty much his first game, and ever since has always been over screens. 41-31 now the score. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Brennan Andrews running out, cannot find anybody open, and gets sacked. Jamarcus Vance in for the sack. 4th and 9, having to go for it now. Brennan Andrews throws one upfield, and it's caught. Ridiculously, it's caught, and it was pass interference. Crazy catch by Doxson. 2nd and 5 now on the 6. Finds a wide open Jordan Reed in the end zone. Jordan Reed has been destroying us today, so we start running out the clock there with Nate Cowan, and that's a huge stiff arm. Known for trucking people, he throws a stiff arm down. We take the knee here, and we win this game 41-38. It was close, but we did it. Well, we have done everything we can to get into the playoffs. We won this game. Big play day for everybody. I mean, everybody was with massive plays. We did let down Will Judy a little bit, We did let Keithan Eldridge score 2 touchdowns, 2 relatively long ones. If Will Judy doesn't win Offensive Rookie of the Year now, it's because we didn't do everything we could, which is a little bit annoying. Logan Tammy had a decent day. I mean, he threw for 2 touchdowns, 228 yards, but only completed 55% of his passes. Rushing, Keith Marshall, 140 yards. He had a couple of big plays again. Receiving, you know, it's all there. Chance Sugars, 2 big plays, 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, but today wasn't about any of that when it came to scoring points. It was all about Brandon Warford, 232 return yards today on 4 returns, 2 touchdowns. We have found a new special teams superstar. He was an undrafted free agent last year, and wow, can he return kicks. He only came in because it used to be the second guy was Jameson Nicholson, then it was Will Judy because he scored one in the preseason, so I replaced him for Jameson Nicholson, and now that Will Judy got injured, I didn't replace him with Jameson Nicholson again. Instead, Brandon Warford took over and absolutely showed everybody else that's ever returned kicks on our team up by scoring 2 in one game. He already scored 1 against the Jags. He only returned kicks for a couple of games, and he's got 3 touchdowns this season. 2 in one game, that's ridiculous. It was the wind today, it did certainly help him. The wind was wild, it's why Brennan Tomlinson missed a few kicks. Well, missed quite a lot of kicks. Defensively, you can judge how the day went by who has the most tackles, and Darren Stanley having 13 tackles isn't really a great sign. Our free safety shouldn't be leading the team that much in tackles. The next guy shouldn't be a cornerback. The next guy after him shouldn't be a cornerback, and then it's linebackers. 2 sacks for Jamarcus Vance, though, from the defensive tackle position. 1 for Joshua Perry, 1 for Tremont Steed, who did come on strong. I do like him. Obviously, I think I prefer Derek Milner still, but I do like Tremont Steed, and Dion Jordan with a sack as well. So 1 new injury, and you know, after every... Remember, the start of this episode, I changed the injury sliders. It doesn't do anything. We still get 1 injury a game, pretty much. This one, again, I assume, obviously, it's going to be long-term enough. Derek Milner out for 8 weeks with a dislocated ankle. Now what we're looking at is the fact we could bring back D. Milner and Will Judy for the playoffs if we even make it out of the wildcard round. And I got to be honest, that last game was easy because, I mean, it was close and it was supposed to be against an easy team. The Seahawks, we just somehow managed to really dominate. Then again, that was mostly any passing done was being done by Sitton. So I don't know what we're going to look like, in all honesty. But we're 10-6. I do believe we've made the playoffs. The only way to obviously 100% tell, rather than just looking at ourselves, although I'm pretty sure it would show us now in the standings, but we'll just go on to the next week, and obviously we will know for sure. But before we do that, I'm going to scout some college players, having a look at a couple of tight ends right now. I'm not super excited about this coming draft, but I haven't looked at the wide receivers yet. There's some corners, some safeties, some to be fair, actually, there's a couple of players in a bunch of positions that I would be interested in. So we do make it into the playoffs. We do not get fired because we said we'd make the playoffs. Will Judy is Offensive Rookie of the Year, and we have to go and play the Falcons, obviously away from home. That is going to be a tough game, but if there's a team we can beat, it could be them. Will Judy, now we have 57,000 XP to work with there. It's not a bad number whatsoever. I think we can make him slightly better than the 72 overall he is right now, and he already is an incredibly good running back. Brennan Tomlinson also won Best Kicker, so he now has 34,000 XP, and he's almost as good as it gets already. Although obviously now his upgrades get very expensive, but that'll certainly help us make him even better. The reason he's only an 81 overall is because of awareness. He's got high 90s for both accuracy and power. But that is it for this episode. Next week will be the playoff episode. Obviously, we don't know how deep we'll get into the playoffs. The big problem is middle linebacker, quarterback. They're not going to be there. How deep can you really go into the playoffs without those 2 players? At least without one of those 2 players. But we'll have to see how it goes next week.